family of the missing University of Pittsburgh student is requesting that officials officially declare their daughter, believing she drowned off the coast of the Dominican Republic. The last known person to see her, Joshua Reeb, he's in court yesterday, or was in court yesterday, fighting against what his attorneys call illegal detention. And Bojorquez was at that court hearing and has this report from Punta Cana.
2-year-old Joshua Ribby has not been named a suspect here in the Dominican Republic. He has not been charged with anything. He has been a witness in this investigation. And therefore, the judge said yesterday that he should not be detained. Of KONANKI, SUDIKSHA KONANKI, tearfully said yesterday that they do believe that this was an accidental drowning. And in fact, in court yesterday, Ribby acknowledged to the judge that when the family was here, those parents looking for answers, that they gave him a hug. They said that they believed him, and that they said, thank you for trying to save our daughter.
I wanted to share this story on my channel. I didn't know if you guys heard of this young lady. SUDIKSHA KONANKI is her name, and she is I'm gonna say is because I believe that she's still alive. I'm never gonna say that she's passed away, but she went on spring break with some friends, and she has went to Punta Cana, Dominican Republic, and she had a boyfriend or a guy friend there, and they went on the beach at like 4 in the morning, and she hasn't been seen since. And he said that, in his words, I'm gonna let you guys see some of the footage but I did want you guys to be aware of the story. I hate that this has happened to her. My condolences to her family. If she is deceased, I hope she is not. We're going to keep our prayers up, and hopefully one day we'll be able to see her again and she'll be reunited with her family.
And therefore, the judge said yesterday that he should not be detained. Ribby told that judge that he was surrounded by police at all times while he was at the hotel. Even to leave, they needed a police escort. The judge said, look, he's a witness. He doesn't deserve that kind of treatment. So the judge's ruling really paves the way for Ribby to be able to return to the United States. But there's the question of his passport. The judge did not clearly address that. Ribby has said that it was confiscated.
So I wanted to bring awareness to this young lady's story. She has been missing. She went on a trip, spring break with some friends, and she has been missing, guys. And nobody actually knows what happened to her. There are so many holes in this story about this young lady, and I wanted to bring it to my channel and start seeing if anybody know anything or can elaborate on what they think happened to her. Because how do you go away with friends and honey, you the only one that does not come back? That does not sit right with me. And how do the friends come back and they don't know what's going on? That is weird.
Who's worked on various high-profile missing cases, including the disappearance of Natalie Holloway back in 2005. TJ, thank you so much for your time. First of all, let's start with this hearing. What do you think comes out of this habeas corpus hearing today?
Well, I'm glad that they've ruled on that they're not going to close the case because it's way too premature to do that. The law in the Dominican Republic says that they can hold a suspect or person of interest for 48 hours. Obviously, we've gone way past that, probably because of the publicity this case has got and so on and so forth. Though his lawyers are going to argue that either charge him or let him go. And I'm sure if they let him go, they're not going to get him back to the Dominican Republic. I have other cases like that also, and they cannot even get the witnesses back to testify in the hearing. So I think it's fish and cut bait right now. I mean, it's way too early. I don't believe she drowned. That's my personal opinion from cases that I've worked. And the disappearance of Natalie Holloway, I worked on that case for 18 years till the conclusion of getting some of the information that Joran Vandersloot, Natalie Holloway. This gentleman here, his story has changed several times since they've interviewed him. So that kind of bothers me also. But everybody's saying that his background and his family and all, that he's a good guy and he wouldn't cover anything up. But anyway, this case is going to stay active until they find some evidence to move forward. And before the family even charges it. Again, I don't believe that she drowned. I think something else happened. And then we can't rule out that she was kidnapped if she came out of the water or somebody abducted her or whatever. We can't rule that out yet.
Well, TJ, you mentioned the laws, they're in the Dominican when it comes to questioning 48 hours. How common is it then that questioning goes over that? Because again, Uribe has not been charged with a crime, but been questioned by prosecutors at least over the span of 3 days. Is that
common? And the
common?
Attorney General has been involved in this also in Dominican government that question him. But the laws in Dominican Republic are clear that if somebody is not charged with a crime, they can only hold you for 48 hours. That's the law. And that's probably what the attorney that's representing him are going to go in and argue today. And obviously, I saw some audio and video a few minutes before coming on with you that the police have taken and moved all the media out of the courtroom. So we're going to have to wait to see what the bottom line is for the evidence.
And TJ, you've already said you do not necessarily believe she drowned. Her family now is requesting that she be declared. They believe, at least they're saying they believe now that she did in fact drown. But, based on your connection to the Natalee Holloway case, what would be your advice to her parents, to Konanki's parents?
I have tried to contact them. I talked to the mother briefly about 9 days ago and told her who I was. I've sent her videos about what I could do for her, that I could raise money to pay for me to come down there. I don't think we need somebody there. And I have the experience from the disappearance of Natalee Holloway. I worked that case for 18 years to go down there on her behalf and work hands-on with law enforcement. And luckily, the FBI and other American agencies are there trying to find information right now. But coming to the conclusion that they believe that she had let's move on is too premature right now.